If you love shipping container homes and you've considered building one yourself, possibly purchasing one, or even starting your own shipping container home community, you're not gonna wanna miss this video because we are breaking ground and beginning construction on the largest container home community in the country. My name is Tony Lopez and I'm with Alternative Living Spaces, and we're starting a project in Oklahoma. It's a 22-acre project. It's been subdivided into 1-acre lots, so there's 22 lots, and each lot is gonna have 2 container homes. The design of these container homes is gonna vary a little bit. There's gonna be single 40-foot containers, just like what I'm in right now. There's gonna be stacked containers, so 2-story container homes. And one of the unique things about this is every single container home is gonna have a rooftop deck. Now, the purpose of this property is to be a vacation property for people, but also an Airbnb rental investment. So each person that's gonna be purchasing a container home will have the opportunity to use their container home when they'd like, but when they're not in Oklahoma and they're not vacationing, it'll actually be rented out on Airbnb so that they can generate additional income. We have people all the time reaching out to us asking, how do they build a container home? They always have a lot of technical questions or they just wanna understand the process as a whole. Well, what I wanted to do is document this entire process for you, and we're gonna go through step by step so that we can help you navigate building your own container home or maybe even your own container home community. So the very first step in the process is related to planning. This is typically gonna be inclusive of selecting your property and talking to your local zoning and building departments to determine what you are allowed to do on the property. This is also referred to as the permitting process. It's this process where you're gonna first wanna speak with the zoning department and see what regulations are on your property to figure out if you can do a single container home, if you can do multiple container homes, checking with them if there's minimum square footage requirements. All of these things are really important. Some areas may even have CC&Rs, where they may have certain regulations on how they want the exterior of the container to look. So I always recommend people speak to your local zoning and building department at the very beginning. Now, I want to provide you a little bit of backstory of not only how we got involved in this project, but about the owners and how they even decided to start a project like this. Now, one of the things that's really cool is where this property is located in Oklahoma. It's an area with lower building regulation. This makes developing properties or creating units a lot simpler. There's a lot less hoops that you have to jump through. And a lot of times in major cities, projects like this can be accomplished. I've seen them accomplished, but there is more red tape to go through. And it does mean that you may need a little bit more help from professionals like professional architects, engineers, and even maybe professional builders to accomplish the project. Now, here in Oklahoma, regulations were very low. There were some basic things that they were required to do. They had to have septic on site. They had to have foundations. Utilities had to be run to all of the properties. But ultimately, when it came to the construction of the units, we just had to build it to standard building code, and there's a very simple inspection process for that. Now, one of the important things to consider if you're trying to build your own container home or your own container home community is financing. This is always a really hot topic, and this was something that the owners really had to navigate. They reached out to multiple banks in Oklahoma and Texas and surrounding states to try to find someone that was able to work with them to finance shipping container homes. And after a lot of hard work, they were able to develop a relationship with a bank that is providing financing on the container homes. So that was a huge win for those of you in the container home industry or in the space. You know that can be a challenge, but it's cool to see that if you do reach out to a lot of different people, it's typically going to be the smaller banks that are local to that region that are willing to work with you. But with that, they're now able to completely finance these container homes. Now, this project really was a dream come true for us. We've always been interested in doing a larger scale container home community. And this was a relationship that started several years ago in the idea stage when we spoke with the owners. And about 2 years had gone by and they'd reached back out and they let us know that they were ready. They had purchased the property, they were developing the different sites, and it was time to begin more or less the mass production, right? They wanted to start selling the lots and building out these containers for their clients. Now, we are on a tight timeline for this project. This container that we're in right now is gonna be heading that way. It's one of 6 containers that we're beginning on. All 6 of these units have to be installed within the next 8 weeks. So we've got a tremendous amount of work to do, a lot of stuff that we're gonna be documenting to share with you. So join us for this ride, join us for this journey. to learn how to build your own container home and maybe even your own container home community. Now, for those of you that are interested in building your own container home, I do have a special gift for you. We did put together a free training. It's our 2024 container home building training. You can access it in the description below. It's completely free and it's gonna show you how we do what we do, ultimately giving you our secret sauce. So you're not gonna wanna miss that. That is in the description below, and I'll see you on the next video.